Students, happy and good morning to you all. I hope all is well. Welcome back to class on commercial applications. I'm happy to help you learn the following learning objectives in today's class. This is a continuation of the chapter. First learning objectives would be kinds or types of economic activities. Students, happy and good morning to you all. I hope all is well. Welcome back to class on commercial applications. I'm happy to help you learn the following learning objectives in today's class. Let me list out the learning objectives for you. There are 5 mainly today. First, kinds or types of economic activities. Under that, you're going to study business, profession, and employment with meanings and examples. Main points of difference between economic and non-economic activities. There are 5 points. Nature and students, happy and good morning to you all. I hope all is well. Welcome back to the class on commercial applications. I'm happy to help you all learn the following learning objectives in today's class. Let me list out the objectives for you. First, kinds or types of economic activities. Under that, you're going to study business, profession, and employment. Second, main points of difference between economic and non-economic activities, 5 points. Meaning and nature of business. Definitions of business, there are 4 out of many, 4 important for you. Next is nature of business. Nature of business is understood by the basic characteristics of business. There are 7 features to be covered. Recapitulation, taking up the review questions. First, let me start with kinds or types of economic activities. Kinds or types of economic activities. Children, stay focused. The first one is business. So under kinds or types of economic activities, you got 3 to study: business, profession, employment. Business, profession, employment. On the other side of the page, you have economic activities broadly categorized, classified into 4 major categories: primary activities, secondary activities, tertiary, and quaternary. Tertiary is third in the order, economic activities, and quaternary, which is a strange word. Quaternary is nothing but 4th in the order, which is the latest economic activities. For example, given here is genetics research, computer programming, etc. Let us start with the first kind of economic activity, business. Business refers to an organized economic activity concerned with the production and sale of goods and services for the purpose of earning profit. So production and sale of goods and services for the purpose of earning profit. Keep in mind the word profit. Children, please note a point here. In a business, people work to make or sell products or services. In a business, people work to make or sell products or services. For example, trading. Trading is nothing but buying and selling of goods. Manufacturing, other word producing. Mining. Mining is nothing but extraction of metals and minerals from earth. Transportation, banking, etc. So the first kind of economic activity is business. It is an organized economic activity concerned with the production and sale of goods and services for the purpose of earning profit. Secondly, we'll move on to another important economic activity known as profession. Profession is an economic activity concerned with the rendering of specialized and expert person services to the clients. Clients here means customers, in return for reward or payment called fees. So profession gives you fees. Children, please make a note here. Every profession while rendering specialized or expert person services, is done with ethical standards. Ethics is nothing but the science of morality, rights and wrongs. So you must understand every profession has got to do with ethical standards. Profession is also called as occupation. Some people call it as occupation. Some call it as practice. It can be doctor practicing, lawyer practicing, or vocation. VOCATION, vocation. For example, service of doctors, service of lawyers, architects, chartered accountants, engineers, management consultants, etc. all come under profession. Even teaching considered to be a noble profession. So teachers also come under profession. Third one is employment. Employment is also an economic activity or occupation in which a person called employee or a worker renders personal services to another person called employer or the boss under the contract of employment in return for salaries or wages as per the terms of employment. So you must understand this. So here we got two parties in employment. One is the employee, which is a worker. Other one is employer, which is the owner. So it is an occupation where you get a reward called salaries or wages as per the terms of employment. Children, note an important point here. Employment provides financial freedom and decision-making power. So every employment providing jobs provides financial freedom and decision-making power. For example, services rendered by managers, cashiers, accountants, office clerks, attenders, helpers, supporting staff are all important typical examples of employment. Either you are paid salary or given wages. Children, another point to be noted here. I will just list out the types of employment. There are permanent employment, casual employment, apprentice, contractors, hired staff, etc. So we'll move on to the next point. Main points of difference between economic and non-economic activities. Main points of difference between economic and non-economic activity. There are 5 points to be covered here, children. Let me go through them. First one, economic activities are based on economic or money motive. Economic or money motive. Anything which is related to money is economic. So anything which is not related to money is non-economic. So money-making motive is economic in nature. These activities are done to earn profit by production and sale of goods and services, whereas non-economic activities, on contrary to economic activities, are based on social service motive. Economic activities are money motive, non-economic activities are social service motive. These activities are done to satisfy personal, social, religious, and patriotic needs. So anything which is social service in nature is non-economic. Anything which is money in nature is economic. Next, we move on to the next point, second one. Economic activities lead to the increase in the personal income of a person, whereas non-economic activities do not increase the personal income of a person. Second main point is economic activities increase the personal income of a person, whereas non-economic activities do not increase the personal income of a person. Third point, economic activities result in the creation of wealth. Children, wealth is nothing but money and property put together. So economic activities result in the creation of wealth as it is money motive here, whereas non-economic activities do not result in the creation of wealth. So quite opposite to economic is non-economic. Economic, fourth one, economic activities add value to the national income, whereas non-economic activities do not add any value to the national income. What is the meaning of adding value to the national income? Please understand, first of all, national income is nothing but the total value of goods and services a country produces. Children, you would have heard about GDP, gross domestic product growth rate. That indicates the economic development of a country. So the total value of goods and services produced by a country will determine the economic growth of the country through that index or barometer called GDP. Fifth one, Economic activities involve use of scarce economic resources such as land, labor, capital, material, whereas non-economic activities, on the opposite, involve emotional, sentimental, psychological reasons without economic loss. So there are five main points of differences between economic and non-economic activity. Let me summarize them quickly for you. Economic activities are based on money motive. On the other side, non-economic activities are based on service motive. Second one, economic activities increase the personal income, whereas non-economic activities do not increase the personal income of a person. Third one, economic activities result in creation of wealth. Non-economic activities do not result in creation of wealth. The fourth one, economic activities add value to the national income, whereas non-economic activities do not add value to national income. Fifth one, economic activities use scarce economic resources, whereas non-economic activities involve resources mainly for social purpose. Please make note of this, children. Non-economic activities, they use resources mainly for social welfare programs. Let's move on to meaning and nature of business. Meaning of business, children. In literal sense, business means the state of being busy. Any activity in which a man keeps himself busy. Sometimes during a conversation, we tell each other that mind your own business. Mind your own business. The word business here means state of being busy, any activity in which man keeps himself busy. But in practical commercial sense, business refers to all those economic activities. What are economic activities, children? Just now I told you, any activity results in money, which are concerned with production or purchase of goods and services for the purpose of sale at a profit. So, all economic activities involved in things like production, purchase, and sale of goods and services for profit. This is said according to the father of business studies, Professor Peter F. Drucker. Peter F. Drucker, considered the father of business studies, has given us these kind of simple concepts to understand about business. Children, please make a note of this. Another point: the idea of business was seen in medieval means Middle Age times. It's not very new; it's very old. Most businesses were created for commerce. Please make a note of this, children. Most businesses were created for commerce. Let us move on to study four important definitions about business. So please note down. There are four important studies about business. The first one, according to Professor James Stephenson, economic activities performed for earning profits are termed as business. Simple, very simple, just a statement. Economic activities performed for earning profits are termed as business. Second one, according to Professor L.H. Haney, not Honey, it's Haney, business may be defined as a human activity directed towards producing, acquiring wealth. Wealth is nothing but money and property put together through buying and selling of goods. So please focus here on producing, acquiring wealth. The first one focuses on earning profit. Second one focuses on producing wealth. Third one, according to Professor Peterson and Plowman, business may be defined as an activity or economic activity in which different persons exchange something of value, whether goods or services for mutual gain or profit. So please focus on persons exchanging something of value, according to Peterson and Plowman. The fourth definition says, according to Professor Coons and O'Donnell, business is any activity concerned with production or purchase of scarce goods and services. What are scarce goods and services? Those resources insufficient for demand are called as scarce resources. So there are four definitions given by four important people in business study. One is Professor James Stephenson, second one is Haney, third one is Peterson and Plowman, fourth one is Coons and O'Donnell. Let's move on to understand nature of business. The nature of business is indicated by its features, which are as follows. Children, please note this. Business activities possess the following main features. Any business activity possesses the following main features. The first one, economic activity. Second one, sale, exchange, and transfer. Third, dealing in goods and services. Fourth, regular dealings. Fifth, profit motive. Sixth, capital, money required to carry on business. Seventh is risk, possibility of loss or uncertainty. So, children, let us go through this nature of business in some more detail. So, nature of business. Business is an organization engaged in commercial, industrial, or professional activities. So, business is involved in commercial, industrial, or professional activities. An organization. In any organization where people work together to make, to produce, to manufacture, and sell products or services are called as business. The owner of the business is called entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a French word which means owner of the business, entrepreneur. So, let us continue to understand more about business. It's so important for today's world. Business builds up the society. Please understand this, children. Business is the engine of the economy. How important is engine for a motor and a locomotive or automobile? So you must understand. Engine, children, you all know, engine is a machine which converts the power into motion. So business is so important to make the economy run smoothly. Business is very important. During pandemic, business was very badly affected. That means what? The engine is almost stopped. When the engine is almost stopped, machine cannot function. Automobiles cannot move. Same thing happens in economy. Business is so important. Business is extremely important to a country's economy as it provides both goods and services and jobs. So it provides both goods and services and jobs. Why do people say no to lockdown? Because reasons are too many. Business is very important to build up a society. In any market economy, business plays a huge role. That is, business provides jobs. Please note down this, children, very important. Business provides jobs that allow people to make money and goods and services that people can buy with the money they make. So people can make money only when there is money. We can buy goods and services. We have transactions to deal with. Whereas without money, how do money come? Money comes through business. So business is an economic activity. Every economic activity ends up or result in making money. Money-related matter is economic activity. Business is also an economic activity. Now let us move on to quickly cover up the 7 essential features of business. Nature of business is dependent on business activity with essential features. Let me list out all the basic activities first of all. Economic activity. Under that you got creation of 3 forms of utilities. Second one, sale, exchange and transfer. Third one, dealing in goods and services. Under that you got goods, maybe consumer goods, producer or capital goods. Fourth one is regular dealings. Fifth one is profit motive. Sixth one is capital. Seventh one is risk. Let's move on to the first one. Economic activity. Children, please make a note here. Business makes goods and services more useful to satisfy human wants. So a business activity aims at satisfying human wants, which means it imparts utility. It creates utility. What are the 3 types of utility economic activity creates? Children, you must know. Form utility, place utility, and time utility. Any type of economic activity creates these 3 important forms of utility. One is form utility, place utility, time utility. What is form utility? In brief, I'll tell you, children. Conversion of raw materials into finished goods or products. Conversion of raw materials into finished goods or products. People buy goods only it is in finished form. Form utility. Place utility is very means of transport through movement of goods from one place to another. So unless the products are moved from different places, you cannot have the products to use. So place utility. Third one is time utility. Time utility, process of storage and warehousing. Very important, time. Once you store it, you can utilize it at the required time. So there are 3 utilities created by economic activity. Second one is sale, exchange and transfer. Sale helps exchange, transfer. I'll tell you now, these 3 are interrelated. Sale is nothing but the goods are purchased by the buyer, money comes in. Goods go out, money comes in. Exchange is nothing but buying and selling of goods and services. Transfer is nothing but transfer of goods and ownership also. Once we buy the product, we become the owner. So sale, transfer and exchange. Business activity result in sale or exchange of goods and services by the process of trade. Trade is nothing but buying and selling of goods at a price. Please make a note here, children. Earning profit for satisfying needs make the business an economic activity. What makes a business economic activity? Only earning profit. Third one is dealing in goods and services. It's a dealing. In commerce, dealing is a very important word, children. Dealer, no dealer. Like that, dealing is very important. Business provides and sells goods. Goods may be tangible in nature or intangible in nature, intangible or invisible in nature. Let us say goods produce and sell goods which is tangible. What are tangible goods? Those goods which are readily utilizable for consumption and own use. What are intangible? Intangible are nothing but services like transportation, insurance, banking, supply of water, gas, power, etc. So, dealing in goods, that is tangible, dealing in services, that is intangible. So, dealing in tangible and intangible components are known as dealings in goods and services. Goods may be consumer goods or capital goods called producer goods. Consumer goods like what are consumer goods, children? As I told you, please understand. Consumer goods are those goods which are readily utilizable, easily utilizable, like clothes, shoes, toothpaste, toothbrush. You can add on milk, sugar, tea, etc. All this come under consumer goods. Capital goods are those goods which are like machinery, tools, supplies, accessories, other spare parts, all this come under capital goods. We utilize capital goods to produce consumer goods. Consumer goods are readily utilizable goods. Capital goods are nothing but machine oriented. Fourth important feature is regular dealing. I am telling you, children, single transaction cannot make a business. See, people open shop in the morning till evening, so many transaction takes place. They don't close the shop with one transaction most of the time. So business requires continuous and repeated series of dealings, repeated, recurring. So we say continuous and repeated series of dealings. But a single transaction cannot make it a business. So please note down, regular and continuous exchange of goods and services is important, children. Next one is profit motive. Profit, I tell you, business aims at making profit. Without profit, there's no way to run the business. Every business ends up in making profit. That's why we say it's economic in motive. So anything which is related to money making is economic in nature. Profit motive. Business aims at making profit. Profit is a reward to the business for carrying out the business. So profit is a reward to the businessman carrying out the business. People carry out business for profit. They got margins of profit. The profits are required to pay a fair return to the owner and also to ensure growth of the business. So without profits, business doesn't continue. Sometimes losses are also there. Profit and losses are a very important part, inevitable part of business. Profits help the business to grow, to ensure growth of the business. Again, profitability is a key, a basic element in business. Children, please make a note of another point which is not here. Please note down. Besides profit motive, service motive is also essential for the progress of the business. Children, please make a note. Besides profit motive, service motive is also essential for the progress of the business. I told you again I tell you, business builds up the society. So it is not only profit motive thing, even service motive must be also taken into consideration. Now, let's move on to a sixth important feature, capital. Capital in Kannada, they say Bandavala. Without Bandavala, you cannot run the business. So, capital. Capital is the lubricant which keeps the enterprise dynamic. So, what is the meaning of lubricant? Without any friction. In order to run the company without any, or business without any friction, you need capital. Money. Business needs money. Very important. Simple as that. Business needs money. The amount of capital of money required to carry on business may vary depending on the size, nature, and location of the business. Size of the company, nature of the company, what products they're producing, and also the location, where are they located. So capital is very important to run the business smoothly. Without, people may have ideas to open business or do some business, but without capital, you cannot take up business. Sixth point is over. Seventh one, risk means possibility of loss and uncertainty of earnings. I told you earlier, profit and loss are inevitable. Sometimes there could be a loss, sometimes there could be a profit. So business goes on and on and on. Business cycles continue. Every business has element of risk. Element of risk exists due to the various factors, change in demand, for goods and services. The taste of the consumer changes, government policies changes, natural calamities, pandemic like COVID-19 has changed the entire scenario. Economy is very badly affected, so business is very badly affected. Lockdowns are too many days. Everything affects the business. If business are not flourishing, society cannot develop. Every business has an element of risk. Some are predictable, avoidable. For example, loss due to accident, fire, etc. Such risks can be minimized by insurance. Insurance play important role. Some are unpredictable, unavoidable risk. For example, loss due to fall in demand, change in technology, etc. So what is unavoidable is more important than avoidable. So unavoidable, like sudden change due to this kind of pandemic or kind of crisis, plague or something like that. The environment is affected badly, society is affected, communities are affected, even businesses affected badly. So there are 7 points to cover, children. You have noted all the 7 points. Let me quickly list out all the main points once again. First is economic activity. Economic activity creates three forms of utilities: form, place, and time. Second one is sale, exchange, and transfer. Dealings in goods and services. Goods may be consumer goods or producer goods. The fourth one is regular dealings. The fifth one is profit motive. Sixth one is capital. Seventh one is risk, or possibility of loss and uncertainty of earnings. Children, I wanted to continue with scope of business, that's business tree structure, but owing to time, I'm not able to continue that, children. I will do that in the next class. Please note down, children, we have run out of time. So let's recapitulate whatever we have done. Please, children. First of all, we have seen the kinds and types of economic activities: business, profession, employment with examples. Main points of difference between economic and non-economic activity, meaning and nature of business. Definitions, 4 definitions: James Stephenson, L.H. Haney, Peterson and Plowman, Coons and O'Donnell. The nature of business, 7 points, 7 features, and review questions are also there, children, for you to know. Let me quickly go through them. We have seen what are economic activities, what is an employment with example, what is a profession with example, 5 difference between economic and non-economic activities, meaning of business, nature of business, difference between business and profession, difference between employment and profession, various stages in the evolution of commerce, earlier we have seen, and definitions of business. So, owing to time, we will do the rest of the units in the next session. Until then, children, stay safe, protected, and motivated. God bless. Thank you.